welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be having a look at my hair, how it's changed over the years, what I've done to it, how I've damaged it, and we're going to see what went wrong. Even though I kind of do know what went wrong, it's always nice to have it in visuals. I also want to talk about why I want to grow out my natural hair color, which is kind of coming through, and I'll actually do updates every 6 months on my hair growth, just to give anyone who wants that extra bit of motivation to keep going and grow out your natural hair color. If you guys like this makeup look, I've actually made a tutorial on it and I've linked it down below, so have a look if you like. So when I was little, I was actually born with platinum blonde hair. So this is probably when I was about 7. As you can see, my hair is really shiny, it's really healthy, even though I was mainly eating junk food as a child. So this is my first communion, and the hair is just a really nice shade of blonde. My communion was in April, so I think I was getting a bit of sun, so that's why it's a bit lighter up top and a bit darker underneath. So these pictures are from when I went on holiday. Wow, I love that hair color. It's kind of like a sandy blonde. It's really nice, and again, like the hair just has this shine to it. I love it. We're not gonna talk about this picture. Oh my god, in this photo it was so windy and so cold, but so the thing with my hair darkening over the years is that my eyebrows and eyelashes stayed completely white. Like to this day I have to dye my eyebrows and eyelashes, otherwise I have nothing there. So that's why I look a bit evil in some of the photos. Oh my gosh, I love this photo. For some reason I always had a bob growing up. It's kind of been my thing. Look at that shine. Oh my gosh, like no freaking hair salon in the world can give you that shine that a child has. I love this photo, it's so cute. But obviously you can see that I have no eyebrows, and you know, I'm still pulling it off because the hair is light, but later on when it gets darker you will see that I'm not pulling it off. Okay, so next we have when I came to England, so I was 9. So this is from the ages of 9 till like 11, 12. When I had the long hair, it obviously was a lot more warmer. It's kind of like honey blonde, and it has these natural highlights because of the sun. Oh my god, these are like the cutest pajamas. Like, it was made of cotton. I still remember the texture of the fabric. It's really strange because a lot of the memories I have as a child, when I think about what I was wearing, I can literally feel the texture and see the colours and the pattern and everything. And it's just, I think it's quite strange because I'm really into obviously fashion now, and I think, wow, like even as a kid I was really sensitive to fabrics and colours and just a fact you didn't know about me. So once again I had like short hair. My hair is naturally wavy, so it was kind of, you know, it was kind of doing its thing. It still had a shine to it. It was a bit frizzy because England, rain. So I kind of just styled it like almost like it was a 50s look, because I was really into the 1950s there, and short hair, Marilyn Monroe, you know, I kind of wanted that wave. And because I naturally had it, like I didn't do anything to my hair in this picture, that's just how it dried. Yeah, I like it. You can still see a little bit of like the eyebrow, and I think I had a little bit of makeup. But you can definitely see the color like darkening a lot now. Like this color is more towards like a beige, and it's going more ashy as well, so it's kind of losing the warmth it had when I was little. I didn't know what eyebrows were. I couldn't comprehend the idea of eyebrows. Like, eyebrows? I haven't got those, so let's just not bother, right? So then I get photos like this. So next we have photos of when I was about 13 to 16, so secondary school. I really didn't like my hair color because it was just getting darker and darker, and I held on to that blonde identity because I've idealized people like Marilyn Monroe, and also I was born blonde, I need to die blonde, that kind of mentality. A bit extreme, but you know, I had it. And when you're a teenager, obviously you go through so many issues and teen angst and everything like that. This is a fringe I cut myself. I was very careful not to make a mistake. It's kind of like a dark beige now, so dark blonde, I'm guessing. I love this picture. This picture is actually a photo that inspired me to grow out my natural hair color. I just think it looks so good with my blue eyes. The ashy dark blonde I have naturally, it's a cool tone, and I have pale skin with like a pink undertone and blue eyes, and I feel like it just looks so good. And I think it looks better than the blonde, because I feel like this kind of blonde can wash me out, especially if I'm not wearing like a lot of makeup. I just felt really pretty in this photo, and I haven't felt pretty at all when I was a teenager. I had a lot of issues. Like I wasn't even overweight, or I used to have like, I don't know, maybe it was body dysmorphia, but I used to binge eat. Probably at some point it was actually an eating disorder, but yeah, just psychologically I was not in a good place. And on top of that, like, you have the hair color and it's just kind of like meh. I used to like sit naked in front of the mirror and eat, kind of just to punish myself. It was a dark time. And this photo as well is really cute. It has like those warmer tones, but I think it's because of the lighting. You know, we can judge it better because now I have eyebrows and eyelashes, so I kind of want to compare. So obviously I had a Marilyn Monroe face. I mean, who hasn't? In this photo, my hair is like looking a bit yellow. Like it's kind of going on that weird mustardy color, and maybe because I'm really used to like toning my hair and just getting rid of anything that's warm, but now I'm looking at this and I'm like And this is the last day of school, so I turned up and I forgot my t-shirt. You meant to like sign t-shirts, and my best friend at the time also forgot hers, so we had people sign the name on like a piece of paper, and obviously I lost the piece of paper. So another thing I forgot to mention is I was under eating / I was malnourished, so I was very pale and my eye bags were really grey, and when I had the hair it just made my whole appearance, like dragged it down, made me look more tired, more dead. So prom rolled around and I was like getting myself prepared. Oh my gosh, prom was a big deal because you just have that fantasy of prom in your head, and if it, you know, falls short of it, then it's shit. And my prom was quite shit. It wasn't how I thought it was going to turn out, but looks wise I think it was a lot better than I thought. I felt a lot prettier, and yeah, I had a big Cinderella moment, but we'll get to that. For prom, I was doing Pilates, getting in shape, really taking care of my skin and trying to research things. That's when I cut out dairy because I'm lactose intolerant, and obviously even if you're not lactose intolerant, dairy still affects your acne. So then I dyed my hair, and we used a box dye. I'm gonna put it here. It lightened my hair, but because I didn't tone it or anything, it was kind of like a warm blonde, which is fine, it's not yellow. So I got ready for prom and I dyed my hair specifically for prom. There was a lot of issues with prom. I mean, I had a meltdown when my mom was putting on makeup on me, and I was like, I look hideous, and I threw a fit and I like ruined all my makeup. But this is what happens when you have a mental illness. Those kind of outbursts were very normal for me and very painful. So for prom, we curled my hair and like pinned it at the back. So we had like a little updo, and I wore this like red dress because I was really into pin-ups, you know, and like black gloves, which I don't think actually went very well looking back now. And I took them off because it was so hot. And I actually had false eyelashes on, which I'm like, wow, because false eyelashes are really hard to put on. Just now I was filming a video and I was trying to put them on, and it took me about half an hour. So yeah, I don't know how we managed that, to be honest. The way I looked in secondary school really affected me. I was teased a little bit about that, but mainly I was teased because I didn't speak, because I had like social anxiety. I always felt like an outcast. It was a very lonely experience. But when prom rolled around, I was like, I want to have a glow up. So this is when I had kind of a glow up, but it wasn't like the glow up I had in 2016. So I turned up at prom, and because obviously my hair was a different color, it was lighter, and I was wearing this dress and had my shoulders out, you know, and I had like heels on. Oh my god, they were horrendous, like Primark heels, and they were so uncomfortable. I rode around prom looking all glam, and a lot of people didn't recognize me. My friends recognized me, but a lot of people were like, oh my god, Angie! And I was like, no, because this is worse. This is worse than being ugly, when people are like looking at you like. I feel like I should make a story time video or something about prom, because prom was such a hectic night. The stuff that happened after, everything went wrong during it. I didn't even have a prom picture because fucking lamp broke. So then my hair started growing out. I literally thought my hair would just be blonde forever. So I never topped it up. Okay, so now we are going into college. So this is from the ages of 16 to 18. And a lot of these photos will be a bit dramatic because I did art and I really experimented with my appearance, but only for the photo shoots, not in real life. Like, I wouldn't dare. I didn't have any confidence. I have confidence now. This was for an art project. I mean, the eyebrows are terrible, like they're way too far apart. You can see the difference, the contrast is huge. Ooh, this photo. Probably one of the worst photos I have of myself. What I don't like about this photo is the yellowness. Like, it's hella yellow. It's terrible. And the middle parting, no. When you have like a round face, especially like almost heavier at the bottom, when you make a middle parting, it kind of frames it like symmetrically, and it's not a good look. That's why I very rarely have a middle parting, because you can see now, I'll do it now. That looks a lot worse, I think. So as you can see, I have a little bit of an eyebrow, but not too much, and I don't have any makeup on. This photo I like, actually. So this is when I was like into 60s. It kind of looks like an ombre, so it has like that smooth transition. And this is when I had a haircut, which is really good because I had layers put in. It didn't look so blunt, so it wasn't like brown and then yellow. I love this photo. I love the color. Actually, it works really nicely. At this point, the dyed hair was probably about chin, maybe a bit lower, maybe shoulder length. And in this photo, I have my hair like this. So obviously these bits are higher. I love this as well. I think, again, I cut my own bangs. So like this bit, I was like, I need a change, and I just went for the scissors. You could just see like the little ends, and this was really trendy. This is like 2015. It was really trendy just to have the tips done, so I was like on trend, but really I was just growing out my hair. You can see the shine. It's really nice. So this photo I actually don't like because I think my hair was really greasy. So it looks a bit brown, and also the lighting, like it's just not flattering, and eyebrows, eyelashes, ain't got them. So yeah, it doesn't look great. This is actually a really scary photo. There's just something about, why is it so, I think I was just looking down like, so it was like a bit scary. The eyebrows were way too straight for me. I don't know why I was doing that. So this is the hot summer of 2016. Yeah, 16. I call it the hot summer because I had a major glow up. So this was the end of the college. So I was so disappointed in the education system. I hated college, I hated studying, I hated how much emphasis there was on being successful and how much pressure there was from everyone. And so this is when I got highlights. So I went to a professional, my mom's friend, and she gave me a full head of highlights, like platinum blonde highlights. So literally lifted to number 10, whereas my natural hair was like a 7 or an 8. So only at the ends my hair was still dyed, and when I had the highlights it just blended in really nicely. You can see like these little bits sticking up. That's damage, that is damaged hair. So it's not very healthy in this photo. It was right after, and then she straightened my hair, and I look terrible with straight hair. And my hair is naturally wavy, and when I have it layered, it's kind of like just the perfect haircut. But when someone straightens my hair, I'm like, excuse me, do you know how ridiculous I'm gonna look? No. I posted this photo and it was before exams, but after college finished. So basically we have a break of like a month and a half. A lot of people liked it. Like it was like 40 likes on Facebook, and like that's unheard of for me. So this is when I had another haircut, and I really liked the haircut. It was a lot more choppy and a lot more layered, which kind of made it blend in more and just suited me more, I think. Oh my god, how cool is this outfit? I literally felt like a go-go girl. I was like, yes. My mom didn't want to let me out. I don't blame her. This is quite out there, especially when I was 18. Although compared to the nights out where I live, this is very tame. The go-go boots are like illuminating in the picture. It's crazy. Yeah, and I really like this haircut, and even though I have like a middle parting, it still works because of like the layers. It just really works. So I was really happy with the hair just because it was such a difference, and I didn't really think of if it actually suited me. I was just like, it's different, so it's good. I feel like it was just a bit too bright for me. Okay, and the next period of my life is between the ages of 18 to 20, and this is when I probably had the worst mental health I've had in my life. My hair was the victim of my mental health issues, so I would take it out on my hair basically. So I would do drastic chops, drastic fringes, drastic hair color changes, and it was damage and damage and more damage. This is when my hair was growing out the highlights, and the highlights were kind of just almost like here. I did a box dye, and it was this one. So honey blonde is a warm blonde, which, as we know, I am very cool toned, and cool tones suit me more. So a warm blonde is not a good idea, Angie. I covered the whole head, so I ruined the highlights basically. The point of highlights, I ruined it because the highlights were probably like from here. You know, I spent so much money on these highlights. I'm just gonna throw it all away and just use a cheap box dye and damage my hair with ammonia. So that's what I did, and it was yellow. Like, when I say yellow, I mean it was, the hair color was lifted and the reds were coming out. So the red pigment makes the hair yellow. What's the science behind all of this? So my hair was yellow because when you lift the hair, it doesn't just lift to a neutral blonde. Sometimes it goes brassy, sometimes it goes yellow. It was not a good look, and I think I was lying to myself. I was like, yes, I'm blonde. Whoa, blondes have more fun. And no, blondes have yellow hair when it's not done properly. I didn't just dye my hair once. I dyed my hair multiple times, maybe like every 2 or 3 weeks. Yes, weeks. I would go and buy a box dye, the same one probably, and I would go and colour the whole head every 2 or 3 weeks. And you would think, Angie, why would you cover the whole head if you just have a little bit of roots? Well, I don't know, I just wanted to make the hair colour vibrant and damage my hair. This is why right now I have these bits at the front who have suffered the most, and these are like white. These are actually white because of how many times I've gone over and over and over and over. I went to buy this, it was like a coral, I'm gonna put it here. It was a permanent pastel coral color, and I used it and it made my hair more like orangey, and not like a good orange where it, you know, it kind of goes because it's pastel, and when you hit the beach it makes it look nice. And no, it was like it was brassy. It was like these bits, especially at the back, the ones that are not lifted, they were like yellow and it was yucky. But I was like, I'm loving it, new me, right? And my boyfriend at the time hated it, so like the little bitch I went and dyed my hair again with the ice blonde. So within the space of maybe like that 3 weeks, I would dye my hair, you know, the ice blonde, and then think, oh, I want to dye it coral blonde or whatever you call it, and then I need to dye it again, so I dyed it again. As you can imagine, there was a lot of damage happening. So this is what I was doing for maybe like 2 years. So 2 years of constantly dyeing and dyeing and dyeing. Little bit of root, okay, I'm gonna dye the whole thing. I think only a handful of times I was like, okay, let me be reasonable and only dye the, you know, the roots. I was cutting it myself as well, like I was trying to layer it, but like really badly. So another reason why I was constantly chopping off my hair and dyeing it is because of the constant identity crises I had. It was just not a good time. To all my girls and guys out there who, you know, take it out on your hair, please respect your hair, because in the long term it's gonna do it so much damage. I was in so much denial about my hair being yellow. This is the morning after I chopped my hair off to like this length. I did a really good job of it, but I was crying, and I took the scissors and I chopped it all off. My hair was about to like how it is now, and then I chopped all that off. So that's a big change. I didn't go to the hairdresser like afterwards to get it fixed, so it kind of just stayed kind of this bad haircut. And then this is probably the worst photo I have from this period, where it's just like, girl, tone your fucking hair. So now we are getting into what I did to my hair recently, and by recently I mean like the past year. So what I did was I was just dyeing it, right? And I was still going over the whole thing, as you do, right? As you do. But then I was kind of thinking like, oh, it's looking really, really yellow and brassy. Like these bits just were really orange. These were orange, these were yellow, and these were white. So it was kind of like a mess. And this is when I was like, hold on a second, I need to do something about this. So my mum had these sprays where it's kind of like a blue pigment and it cancels out yellow. So I was kind of using that, but because my hair is so thick and it was long, it just took me so long and it wasn't very efficient. And then I was using this, which is like a hair rinse. So you just put it in a sink, you put your hair in the sink, and then for 10 minutes you stand there, you kind of shake your hair. It wasn't effective and it made these bits really blue. After that I was using things like Touch of Silver shampoos and conditioner, and then like the stronger one, which is more pigmented. And they kind of worked, but I didn't read the instructions. You're meant to like leave it in for 5 to 10 minutes, and I didn't, and I just was washing it out, as you do. I was researching the internet, I was like, oh my god, like, I hate my hair, and I used to just not want to go to the gym because there's mirrors and just see this like yellow hair, and underneath it was just horrible, like these back bits were just yucky. And then I found a Finola shampoo. I did a review video on it, and I really recommend it. So this is probably the only thing that helped me tone my hair into like these kind of photos. And yeah, this is what I use now, and I use it as a hair mask and as a shampoo. So I alternate between them. And yeah, so this is what I do now. So now I want to talk about what I'm going to do with my hair for the next, maybe even my whole life. You never know. So what I want to do is I want to grow up my natural hair color, which is something that's not very popular, because a lot of people just dye their hair and they kind of despise their natural hair color. And it's kind of like, well, you were born with it, so why not embrace it, you know? Because it's kind of like you're just putting chemicals in your hair all the time. You know, why shouldn't you want to give it a break? So I have a few reasons for doing it, and these are my personal reasons, but I think it could apply to other people as well. So my first reason is health. So the hair, when you dye it, obviously, it becomes very brittle, dry, it's not healthy. It goes all different kinds of colours and tones, and it doesn't feel nice and it doesn't look shiny, which is something that I want. So that's my first reason, is kind of the health of the hair. My second reason is money. So it doesn't matter if you go to a salon and spend like £200, or if you buy a box dye for £10, you're still spending money every 2-3 months, however often you dye your hair. And that money adds up. And if you think about it, it's kind of like, what are you paying for? You're paying to hide the natural color you were born with. It's time consuming and money consuming to maintain the hair, and once you dye your hair, that's not the end. Spend money on products to make your hair look healthier, because it's not healthy when it's in a dyed state, because it's damaged, right? So the next reason is aesthetics. I have a theory, and I'm just curious to see if it works, but my theory is, would people look better in their natural hair color? Who knows, right? And we're gonna find out together. So this is actually a big reason. I want to enjoy my natural hair color before I go grey. Because when you go grey, that's when you're dyeing your hair because you want to kind of cover up the fact that you're getting old. Which, I mean, getting old is a privilege because so many people don't get the chance to be old. And I just got sick and tired of toning. That's another thing. Sick and tired of worrying about, okay, well, it's been 2 weeks now, my hair's going yellow again, I need to tone it. I want consistency of every photo I take. It's different every time because the hair tone changes. So another thing I want to say is that the hair color that I have, which is dark ash blonde, gets called a lot of derogatory terms, such as mousy blonde, mousy brown, dishwasher blonde. And those terms are very demeaning to the hair color, because if you think about it, that hair color is very unique because everyone who has that hair color dyes their hair. So why not rock it? If you have a mousy brown hair color, rock it. If it doesn't look good on you, I don't think it's to do with the hair color itself. If you think it washes you out, it might have something to do with the clothes you're wearing, the haircut you have, the makeup you have on. And all those factors affect it, and it's not necessarily the hair color that needs to change, but maybe the other things around it. So I want to kind of embrace the hated hair color because it shouldn't be hated. It's a hair color. People are born with it. Well, people's hair color changes into it when they're born blonde. So these are my thoughts and my reasons, and I am going to be doing an update video every 6 months just to show the progress of my hair growth. It's maybe like 1.5 inches right now. So this is like 3 months of hair growth. Anyone can have their own reasons for or against growing out your natural hair color, but this is what I'm going to be doing. And I'm kind of really used to the blonde, and I'm kind of used to attracting attention because I'm blonde. And I'm kind of interested to see how the attention I attract changes. Maybe it's gonna lessen, who knows, when I have darker hair. Thank you so much for watching, guys. My voice is going, it's hay fever season, so my voice is really croaky, and I really don't like having a croaky voice because a vocal fry is one of my biggest pet peeves when someone talks like, you know, so I'm trying to keep it a bit more lively for you guys. Let me know if you want to grow out your natural hair color. If you think it's a bad idea for me, don't tell me, because I'm trying to be motivated here. I don't want to see people being like, but you look so much better blonde. No. Maybe I do, but I'm willing to sacrifice that for having shiny, healthy, strong hair. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay groovy, guys. Bye.